Joshua Gibson on his piece entitled Fellowship.
The Bible is an old Bible of mine. I've had it my entire life since childhood. And for this piece, I cut the center out of it and placed an outlet into the center of the top of the Bible. So it looks like the outlet is positioned, it's screwed into the top of the Bible. Really, I was homeschooled up until 8th grade. And outside of the church, I really didn't have a whole lot of social interaction. Really, the church is the place where I learned how to behave with other people and kind of develop as a human, and not only just as a believer or some sort of worshiper in a god or anything. It was a lot more than that. It came from a deeper human presence. This piece kind of reflects on that. It's about connections, the connections of an extension cable connected to a Bible, having to do with God having some sort of connection to us as humans, but even more importantly, us sitting in chairs, the humans, myself sitting in a Bible study, being connected to people through a social and a human sort of presence. Yeah, two chairs and they're facing each other, with the Bible in between. So the Bible is almost a sort of catalyst for that sort of interaction. But there's no sort of physical connection in the work. It's more of like the idea of people connecting through a space, a spiritual space that's sanctioned by God or, what have you, whatever it is. And that's pretty much where that comes from. For instance, like we had one conversation we had was the idea of sin and how we sinned, and then we started talking about what were some of the sins that we committed that week. And some people talked about breaking traffic laws or simple issues like that. And what it really came down to is we were talking about ourselves and explaining like empathy for each other is like so the crimes or wrongs that we had done, but it was all about us. And there's no negative reflections of my experience in the church presented it here. I think it's ambiguous in that matter that it's personal reflection, but it can also, I want people to look at it, and there's obviously they have their relationship to the Bible and how they've experienced that, or if they've not experienced that, and maybe that extension cable means something. That is the connection factor. That is where people have that connection, and whatever kind of social connection is evoked from that situation. But it's more about people than it is about even God. I'm focusing more on how we as people interact.
Take my hand and pray with me. My final